Internetians, my name is Josh A. Galesplayer, your coach of the New York Metagross. But this is WPA, so I'm also your coach for the Philadelphia Soldew. And we are here for WPA week number 6. We are currently 3-2, and we are going against Tyler, aka Phantom Base, coach of the New York Cosmogs. Be sure to go check him out in the description below. Now then, I'm really behind, and it's really late, and it's upload day, and there's fireworks going off outside in June. Oh, it was great. Let's jump into Tyler's team. Let's jump head first into Tyler's scary team. So, he made transactions right before this week started. So, I was very sad, boys, unfortunately, because originally his team was as halucha fodder as you could get. But he has since made some transactions that will help mitigate that. Specifically, that Eagle/, the Steel Ghost Uber that is allowed in this league that will likely come pretty bulky, at least max HP, I feel, just so it can take on something like my Halucha. A very scary mon in general to deal with. It can be Sword Dance, it can be mixed, it can be fully special, it can be defensive, especially defensive. It's a very, very versatile and good mon. And has access to King Shield, which is very scary. He has a Tapu Bulu. Tapu Bulu able to, of course, counteract my electric terrain with his grassy terrain. However, I'm not really scared of a Tapu Bulu. I'm not gonna lie. My grassy answers are actually pretty plenty. I have my Solgaleo, I have my Halucha, I have my Gudra, my Serena, my Alolan my Squeezing. So, while Tapu Bulu is a very, very good mon, I actually have a Bisharp. While it's a very good mon, it's not a mon that I'm scared of. So, I'm very certain that I'm not going to see it. He has a Z Tornadus Theory and Tornadus Theory, and of course a very, very, very beautiful mon that I know very well from the P4G Next Generation. Now this is something that I can kind of switch into. It's going to be very annoying to switch into. However, I do have a lot of good answers. Like, I'm not fully predicting it to come, but it could as like a pivot. Because I have, again, multiple flying resists. Just like I have grass resists. I have Tapu Koko. I have my Aerodactyl, which completely shuts it down unless it predicts a switch and goes for Z Iron Tail. I can come in and I can take just about any hit and go for, and I can threaten it out with a Stone Edge. I have my Raichu, which is not really a flying resist because it gets 2 KO'd by Life Orb Hurricane. I have my Bisharp, but then I just have general bulky Spadef Mons. I also have Solgaleo, which is cool. So, he has a Nihilego. Of course, Nihilego is my baby. That is my small little Fedora child. Which, of course, is just really good at sweeping late game. Very good at just threatening the opponent in general. Very strong, very, not very versatile. However, it doesn't really, I mean, it only has like 2 or 3 sets. But it's very, very good at what it does. He has Tentacruel, of course, a Rapid Spinner. A Water Poison type, which I could definitely see coming. Even though it kind of baits in my Tapu Koko, it can still predict that and go for a Sludge Bomb. So that's very scary. I do have mons that can kind of switch into it, but in general, as a support mon, it's very, very good in this matchup, and I definitely expect to see it. So a Kommo-o. Kommo-o is weird. So this thing can definitely sweep me late game, and it's kind of the biggest offensive threat I feel to my team. I definitely think of all the things on this team, it's either the Kommo-o, which is going to be the Sneasel, which we're going to get into. But definitely it can be a big threat. Can go Specs, can go Autotomize, can go Dragon Dance, can go Sword Dance, Belly Drum, Stealth Rock support. It's very, very good. Mudstill, of course, definitely going to make an appearance. Probably going to be Stealth Rocks. But it's definitely going to come. It's his ground type, and it helps, you know, prevent me from just spamming Thunderbolt and getting kills, because it's his best way to handle my Tapu Koko, because while he does have Mega Manectric and Tapu Bulu, I do not expect the Tapu Bulu to come. Mega Manectric has no reliable recovery, and it does get whittled down fast. So definitely expect that to come. Lickitung, I was actually counting. I was very scared that this thing might show up, because with a Violet and Wish Protect, it actually can stall out half my team. It's very, very annoying, because the team that I've built is not very good at breaking. It's good at whittling, and just, it's a very scary mon. So I did put some extra prep into this team for this Lickitung, which is the weirdest thing, but Lickitung, it's a thing, guys. So anyway, he has Mismagic, which of course is a Z-mon user. Hi. Who blew up the side of the house? Sorry. Oh. He has Mismagic, which of course is a Z-mon user. Hi. 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 Hi Well, the person who's doing fireworks is now in my house, so that's good. So hopefully this won't be the last video I ever record. But he has a Z Miss Magus, which is very scary, as my ghost resists are Snorlax and Bisharp. Yay! So a nasty block could definitely come. Hex variant could definitely come. It's very, very scary. However, I do have 3 mons that immediately outspeed it. Some mons I can just generally take hits. It could come. I wouldn't be surprised if it did, and I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't. Sneasel is, like I said, the other mon that I'm really scared of coming. Solgaleo, knockoff. Tapu Koko does not take Poison Jab or Icicle Crash. Hawlucha doesn't want to take Icicle Crash. Mega Aerodactyl, Icicle Crash. Goodra, Icicle Crash. Serena, Icicle Crash. Marowak, knockoff. Weezing switches in decently well. Snorlax does not want to get lug kicked and does not want to get a berry knocked off. Raichu, knockoff. Toad gets whittled down fast, and then Bisharp gets low kicked. I do not have good Sneasel answers, and if this thing comes that's SD life form, I'm screwed. Very screwed. So, he has a Z Hypno. Nope. And then he has a Mega Manectric. And Mega Manectric, of course, can't come because it's going to get that boost from Electric Train and be very, very hard to switch into. That's why I'm bringing extra prep for it. Even though I am a walking electric resist of a team, I'm very scared of this. Now that I've taken too long to go over his team, let's get into my team, alright? So, the first one I wanted to bring was my Mega Aerodactyl, because Mega Aerodactyl has virtually no switches on his entire team. So the Mudsail is best switching, although the Lickitung could come as well. If I was Taunt Roost, I could easily destroy Lickitung with no problem whatsoever. Mudsail I could kind of handle if I was a bulkier variant, because if you do know me, if you watch some of my MLP videos, you know I like Mega Aerodactyl, not running 4 attacks. I've never run 4 attacks Mega Aerodactyl before because I ran Taunt Roost, I ran Roost 3 attacks, Home Claws, etc. Like, I like the support options that it brings me. But I'm bringing 4 attacks because I need 4 attacks. I need Earthquake for Aegislash, I need Aerial Ace, or Wing Attack, for Tapu Bulu, Stone Edge for Tornadus, Earthquake for Nihilego, and the Tentacool, Wing Attack for the Como-O, or I straight up lose to it, because I do outspeed a +1 variant, I believe. No, I don't. Mudsail, I need Aqua Tail, because Aqua Tail does 50% to some Mudsail variants. Lickitung, Miss Magus, I just need an attack for it that's not that's like Stab. Sneasel, hopefully I hit. Hypno, I'm not worried about. The Manectric, I need Earthquake. So I kind of need all 4 moves, otherwise I'm just going to end up being bait for something. But anyway, Mega Aerodactyl is very, very strong against him. It's very hard for him to switch into, especially if I can get rid of Mudsail or Lickitung. So, other than that, Mega Aerodactyl actually just straight up goes in on him, which is very nice. So, hopefully I can get that thing in as many times as possible. And that's kind of my game plan, because Mudsail, while it does take this thing on, and it does not get 2 KO due to the stamina boost, it gets whittled down very, very fast, because Tough Claws boosted Aqua Tail is just so strong. So, I kind of wanted a Volturn team. And shout out to my front office, specifically Cody, for whipping up Choice Banded Serena. Serena makes her debut of Det is back, and she is bringing Power Whip, U-Turn, Knockoff, and Rapid Spin. So I want a knockoff specifically. I really like the fact that I have knockoff here, because I can knock off Lickitung Eviolite. And like, your Lickitung Eviolite is a lot better because it gets 2 KO'd by everything. It gets 2 KO'd by Choice Banded Power Whip with the Eviolite, which is very nice. And virtually, he has no switch-ins to Choice Banded Serena, especially if he brings that Tapu Bulu. If I get this thing in on grassy terrain, I 2 KO everything on his team, except, I think, Como-O and a Shield Form Aegislash. I'm positive that I 2 KO, I can't remember the count, but I'm positive I 2 KO a Tornadus Therian in grassy terrain. I'm gonna count that now, actually. It doesn't matter, but like, I'm positive that I 2 KO'd that. So, Serena, UU Choice Band, so level 50. So, if he's offensive, yeah, I definitely 2 KO him. Under grassy terrain, I do 85 min to an offensive Tornadus Therian. So, very happy to have this. Now, I have a lot of speed on here, and this speed specifically is to outspeed Adamant Tapu Bulu or Adamant Como-O, one of those two. So, no, it's Adamant Tapu Bulu, because I didn't really expect him to bring Jolly unless he was very afraid of the Serena. So, like I said, I wanted Volturn. I'm also going to introduce the fact that I'm bringing my Choice Scarf Tapu Koko. And the fact that I can click U-turn multiple times, they're even in the same spot, and get in this is very nice. I really like this offensive core, just breaking down his, whittling down his offense. And it sucks that I don't have setup, because I would have definitely brought setup had I known what he would bring. But I do have a physical choice band, choice scarf Tapu Koko, which outspeeds every single thing on his team, except for, no, that's his Mega. So I outspeed everything on his team. I outspeed the Tornado Styrian. If he's Scarf, I can Wild Charge it and just get rid of it. I have Dazzling Gleam. I specifically am faster than a +2. I'm faster than something. I'm faster than Tornado Styrian, but I'm also faster than a +2 Adamant Como-O. On the off chance that he is Adamant, I will be able to outspeed him at +2, which is very, very nice. So, and I can smack him with the Dazzling Gleam, which does kill him unless it's Rosella Berry. U-turn is nice for momentum. Brave Bird is there for the Tapu Bulu or for Como-O too if he's weakened and I want to stay physical. So, not much to say here. This is my Volturn core just to get in, pivot around his team and get in Mega Arrow as much as possible. We also have a Seismitoad here, which is my answer to the Weavile with Stealth Rock, Earth Power, Knockoff, and Icy Wind. I believe Earth Power does 2-hit KO the Weavile. I also 2-hit KO certain things. It's with the 4 Modest is 4 in special attack is 2-hit KOing certain things. I believe Earth Power is a... I don't think it's an Oko in the Nia Lego, but I do know that Earth Power to a defensive, to a shield form Aegislash, and to an offensive shield form, to a shield form Aegislash, to a sword form, blade form Aegislash, wow, words are hard, is a guaranteed 2-hit KO. And this is also mainly my Aegislash answer. I do kind of switch in on the Sneasel a little bit. Hopefully he doesn't come plus an Aegislash, because then I'm in a big trouble. Or I am in big trouble, not in a big trouble. But I am in big trouble because then I'm just screwed. Knockoff is there for getting rid of the Mawile from the Lickitung. You shut your mouth. It also helps me get rid of items such as an Assault Vest on the Tornado's Theory, scouting to see if it's Z move, getting rid of What the hell? What is that? A child is in this room. She's 13. So, the Spadef is generally just to take a hit from Mega Manectric, so I can take some of the pressure off Goodra should I need to. However, Goodra is mainly here for the Mega Manectric. But I do also have my Haven, my Colberberry Haven, and Colberberry is specifically there for this Sneasel, so I can Oko it with Sunsteel Strike. Now, this set is designed to take a hit. I believe it also takes a hit from Miss Magis, is what I was going for, but it also allows me to take hits from the Tornado Styrian, from the Nihilego, and in general, the bulk is just there to avoid certain 2-hit KOs and Okos, and I threw the rest into attack so I could have some offensive pressure, because I wanted more of an offensive team. So, the offense is there just to make sure I'm dealing out some good damage. I have Earthquake for the Mega Manectric, as well as the Tentacruel. While it is weakened by Grassy Terrain, again, I don't really expect it to come. And then Zen Headbutt allows me to hit the Como-O for a 2-hit KO if you play Alpha Berry and no bulk. So that's nice. But it's mainly there to switch in on top of Bulu, something like the Nihilego as well, Hypno if it decides to show up for any reason at all, the Tentacruel to an extent, Como-O a little bit. Huh? Can you tell him a story? Do I want to? You know what? Fuck it. Story time. Anyway, the last one we're bringing is going to be an Assault Vest Goodra with Draco Meteor, Sludge Bomb, Thunderbolt, and Earthquake. Earthquake there just so I can hit the Nihilego and I believe Oko it. And I'm accidentally mild instead of modest, but you know, screw it. I have enough bulk to outspeed a modest Aegislash or a adamant Aegislash or a some invested Hypno bullshit. I also outspeed a little bit of a speed invested Tapu Bulu. Definitely Mudsdale. That works. Sludge Bomb is there for the Tapu Bulu. Thunderbolt is there for the Tentacruel, the Tornado Styrian combo. And it is also boosted by Electric Terrain, which is very beautiful. Now then, let us get into this game now, shall we? Let me get rid of that. Let me get rid of that. And let me add this and be the most professional human being ever. So as you can see, Tyler has decided to bring his Tentacruel, his Como, his Licky, his Mudsdale, his Aegislash, and his Mega Manectric. Lickitung is honestly the most annoying mon that he's brought. Everything else I feel like I can handle. As long as he lets me knock off the Licky, or Lickitung, I'm sorry, we're fine. Tell me what's your favorite low tier Pokemon to draft here, because obviously his is this Lickitung over here. So, me personally, I like me some stuff. I just like me anything from tier 5. Like, I love me some tier 5s. But that's beside the point. There is no Sneasel on my screen. There is no Tornadus Therian on my screen. And there is no freaking Miss Magis on my screen. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. No Nihilego is not really too surprising. No Hypno is not really too surprising. And no Tapu Bulu is not really surprising. So, yay, licky, licky. But, let's get into the battle. I believe I'm going to be leading off with my Choice Banded Serena, as it will provide me the best offensive pressure, as I'm not OHKO by anything on his team. Except for maybe Overheat from the Manectric. But he is going to lead out with 18 hours. That is going to be his Tentacle, as I'm leading off with my Serena. Now, I know for a fact that unless he's like a boosting item, I'm going to be able to take a Sludge Bomb from this thing, and I'm going to go straight for the Power Whip to get off as much damage as possible. If he is not a physically defensive variant, this is going to straight up OHKO him. I'm going to go for the Power Whip, and I'm going to miss. And this Tentacle becomes a very big bother now, because it could have been at like 10%. So unfortunately, I have to switch out to Goodra. I didn't want to immediately go Goodra the first time because he might be able to knock me off. He's going to go for the Scald, and thank God he's not going to get the burn the first time, because that would have been really annoying. So here, I believe I'm going to go for a Thunderbolt. He brings in that. He brings in that. That does 15%. We're going to have a fun time with this. I'm going to switch out into September 7th. I'm going to switch into my Toad and pray he lets me knock him off as he goes for his own knockoff. Knocking off my leftovers, which is really unfortunate because Aegislash becomes a little bit more annoying to deal with. However, he is not going to allow me to knock him off. I'm going to go for the knockoff as he goes into the Tentacruel, and I can get rid of this Black Sludge. And that should be now a dead Tentacruel, but unfortunately, we missed. However, it's fine. So, I am now going to switch out into my Tapu Koko, predicting him to go for a Giga Drain, because I knew this thing got Giga Drain, and I knew if he brought it hard into a Throat, he was going for it. As he does go for said Giga Drain, I am going to bring out my Tapu Koko, take a little bit of damage. Tapu Koko's health is not very important unless he is SD Shadow Sneak on Aegislash and I need the HP. I'm going to go for U-turn though. He has an unevolved Mega Manectric with Lightning Rod. He has a Mudsail. He's going into one of his electric communities. I'm going to go for U-turn. I'm going to try and get some momentum. However, since I've gotten, since he's brought in his Mudsail, I'm going to try and capitalize on this. I'm going to bring out my Choice Banded Serena once again, and I am going to fire off this Power Whip. I think. Might go for knockoff. Might go for U-turn. But I believe I'm going to fire off this Power Up as he is going to go into his Aegislash. And look at this damage. Yep, this is where I clicked Power Up. Look at this damage. That is a Choice Banded Serena to a King Shield Form Aegislash. Whew, that's heat. So I'm going to switch out here after doing a huge chunk to this Aegislash, and I'm going to attempt to get off some damage off on this thing. He is going to stance change, and he is going to go for the Sacred Sword. Not sure why he went for Sacred Sword. I guess he was predicting me to go out into. No idea. So anyway, he's going to go for the King Shield here, getting back his defense. As I perfectly predict this. Beautifully, immaculately great prediction on my part. 10 out of 10. But anyway, I'm just going to go for Rocks here. I predicted him either switch out or go for King Shield because it was kind of obvious at this point he didn't really want to take an Earth Power in Blade form. So here, I'm going to go for the Earth Power now, as he is going to stance change into his offensive form, and he's going to fire off a Shadow Ball, revealing that he is more of an offensive-oriented Aegislash, probably with, he actually has a lot of speed, which is very surprising. But, I'm going to be able to fire off this Earth Power, and because I am slower than him, I'm going to be able to kill this as he switches to Blade form. So, he brings out his Mega Manectric. I know an HP Grass is likely going to be able to come out now. I'm going to go out into my Yogurt, into my Goodra, and I am going to soak up anything he wants to go for. So, he is going to Mega Evolve. Will you let that poor cat out? My poor cat. My poor sissy. So, he's going to fire off this Hidden Power, and it connects as I'm Sap Zipper, and it's neutral. And this, I never figured out what this was. He can go for Volt Switch and Volt Switch on out of there. I didn't figure out what this was until he sent me the team. He is actually Hidden Power Ground, I believe, for the Tapu Koko, for the Marowak, and for the, I guess, Bisharp. But I'm going to fire off a Sludge Bomb as, I believe I was trying to catch the Licky coming in, and I wanted to get this poison off on him, because I'm that kind of person. But Mudsdale comes out instead. I know he's going to go for rocks. I'm going to go for Draco Meteor and try and get off some damage off on this thing. And depending on his investment, I may be able to kill it. Except not really, because, whoops. But anyway, he's going to get another Stamina boost, and he's going to go for said rock. Or actually go for Toxic instead of rocks. Sorry. I believe he goes for rocks later, but whatever. So he's going to go for Toxic. He's going to get Toxic off on my Giga Drain. That's going to make me a little bit weaker to that Mega Manectric. However, I still have ways to handle said Mega Manectric, so I'm okay with that. He can get some chip damage off on me, and here I believe I'm going to switch out, predicting the Lickitung to come in, because he hard walls me at this point, into my Seismitoad. He goes for rocks instead, and I actually have a lot of speed on this. I know I outspeed this thing if it's max speed, and I can fire off an Icy Wind and kill it, or an Earth Power and kill it. So he's going to switch out his horse, trying to preserve the electric immunity as he goes out into the Tentacle, and I believe I go for the Icy Wind, and I forget that the thing gets Clear Body, because my idea was if he does go out to the Tentacle, I will be faster on the next turn. However, I do make the mistake of forgetting Clear Body, so I now have to switch out, and I'm going to go out into my Haven this time, because I predict a Giga Drain or a Sludge Bomb, and I can threaten this thing with a Zen Headbutt. So he goes for Giga Drain. It does absolutely pitiful types of damage to my Solgaleo, to my Haven, to my Lionheart, and I am going to fire off a Zen Headbutt, I believe, as he is going to switch into his horse, into his Mudsdale, and I'm going to fire off the Zen Headbutt, and he's going to do some nice amounts of damage, and even with the leftovers, even with the stamina, he is going to be in range of my Sunsteel Strike. So we're going to fire off the Sunsteel Strike as he is going to switch out now into, I believe, his Licky. Now that he's gauged my attack investment, kind of, he can probably guess that I'm not really the most invested Solgaleo. So I'm going to fire off the Sunsteel Strike. I'm going to get a gauge for what kind of physical bulk he may be having. So, yeah, it tells me he's pretty physically bulky, I think. I'm going to fire off a Sunsteel Strike again. If he does not click Wish here, I will be able to kill this Licky, and my entire team will just steamroll straight through him. Unfortunately, he gets to live on that much, and he goes for the Wish. If I had a Z move potential on Solgaleo, I might be able to fire it off now, but that is beside the point. He's going to go for the Protect, revealing that his Wish, Protect, likely knock off, and the last move could either be Toxic or a coverage move. So we're unfortunately going to have to find a way to deal with this. I believe here I'm going to switch out into my... Nope, I'm going to keep Sunsteel Striking. So, at this point, I knew that this Lickitung, I keep calling it Licky, I'm sorry. I knew at this point this Lickitung was going to be a huge bother. I'm not going to put it in range of another one, but I believe I am... I do not remember when I switch out here. I do switch out now. Okay, great. So I'm going to switch out my Haven here into my September 7th, into my Seismitoad. And going to take some rock damage. He's going to go for Protect. And here I'm going to, again, try to knock this thing off. Hopefully. If I knock this thing off, life becomes so many times easier. He's going to switch out, unfortunately. He is going to keep up his Violet. Also, I just realized I didn't change the colors of this layout over here. So, whoops. I'll change them next week. They're still red from Lawrence Talent Plains, but... He can go into his Mega Manectric as I actually go for Earth Power, predicting him to switch out. And I'm actually able to kill this Mega Manectric off, which is very good because that was a huge threat now that my Goodra is toxic and my Seismitoad is weakened. And my Serena. So he's going to go to Tentacruel now. And here I believe I'm going to pull a switch into my Solgaleo. Yep, into my Solgaleo, which is at a very high amount of health and is going to take, once again, virtually nothing from whatever he goes for. Which in turn ends up being Rapid Spin. So yeah, I gotta put up Rock Slider on for it, but at this point I'm gonna fire off his Zen Head, but he actually is going to stay in and he's gonna allow me to kill off his Tentacruel, which is beautiful. His Tentacruel is now dead, his Mudsdale is very, very weakened, his Giga Slash is dead. His Mega Man X-Ray is dead. All he has left is Como-O, Lickitung, and a very weakened Mudsdale. I'm going to fire off a Zen Headbutt. I'm going to do a lot of damage to this Como-O. And unfortunately, I'm going to get a flinch, which is very bad because he did live another one. We'll get into that later. He's going to switch out here now, and he is going to go into his Artex to sack it off. All he has left is his Mudsdale, or is his Lickitung and his Como-O. His Como-O could potentially sweep me if I let him get up 2 Dragon Dances, and he's jolly max speed to outspeed a max speed +1 Coco. So I had to be careful. Now at this point, I am going to settings. I forgot the music wasn't playing. I hope that wasn't too bad. I'm going to speed this up. This is about to be very, very boring for everyone involved. So, I hope y'all have enjoyed the non-music. I don't have time to edit that, so I'm sorry. But he's going to reveal that he's knockoff. He's going to knock off my Cobra Berry, and this is just going to be a stall fest. At this point, I kind of had to be a little careful because there is a chance that if I switch down and sack the wrong thing, that Como will get a set up, and I might not be able to kill the Lickitung, So I knew that I kind of had to stall out his wishes a little bit. And I knew that I could beat this thing 1v1. It'd be very annoying. I could beat it faster if I flinched it, but I knew I was going to have to stall it out. I didn't have to. I could play around it, but I kind of decided to stunt on him. Like, this is going to be one of the few changes I'm ever going to potentially get a 6-0 since I 6-0'd, I 6-0'd someone in UAPB. But, this is just going to go on for a little bit. He's going to wish. I'm going to attack. I'm going to stun steal. I'm going to try and flinch him with Zen Headbutt. Sometimes I believe I go for Earthquake on the Protect, trying to save some PP. This is just a very, very long ending to this. So, again, I'm very confident that I have this unlocked. If I click knockoff on his Lickitung, he's done. He loses. Like, it's over. And specifically, I want to do that with my Seismitoad, because if I do that with my Seismitoad, I also reveal Morning Stone here, I believe. If I do that with my Seismitoad, then I can Icy Wind the Como-O and prevent him from setting up. So, he reveals that his last move is actually Ice Punch, so I guess he's trying to go for Freeze, which is admirable. But this is literally just stall fest. So if you want to skip ahead and see how the end game plays out, go ahead and do that. But, my Goodra, right now I believe my sack part ends up being my Goodra, if I wanted it to be. But he wished Protect. Unfortunately, he wishes here. Here I believe I take the opportunity to go for Morning Sun because I know he's going to Protect, etc. I'm trying to flinch him, basically. I'm trying to flinch him down and save some of the PP stall. And I do get some flinches. I do get some flinches at some unfortunate times. Unfortunately, I also don't get some flinches when I could easily just end this game. So, as he wish protects, we get to see the end. You can see how far away the end is now. He flinches there. I go for another Zen Headbutt. And he goes for Wish. Unfort. I believe here I go for Earthquake. Yep. He actually doesn't protect. If I crit him there with some Steel Strike, it goes over. But he's going to Ice Punch. He's going to Wish. I'm going to Zen Headbutt. I'm going to flinch, I believe. He's going to go for Knockoff instead, actually. I believe here is when I flinch. Finally flinch him. Yep, I flinch him. And I'm going to go for Sun Steel Strike just to guarantee that I'm going to be able to finish him off. And I'm going to be able to finally kill this damned Lickitung. But he goes out to his Como-O. It's actually a roll with his investment and my investment for the Zen Headbutt to kill. I do get it. Actually, no I don't. That's right, I miss. He Dragon Dances again a second time, trying to outspeed my obvious Scarf Coco. And as he Dragon Dances again, I click Zen Headbutt. It's a roll to kill. Unfortunately for Phantom Base, I do get the roll. Unfortunately for Tyler, his Como-O goes down. And that is a nice, solid 6-0 victory for the Philadelphia Soldu. We 6-0 him. He had to have attacked me on the next one. If he lived, he would have had to attack me on the next one. I would have gone out to Coco and I would have clicked Gladys and Gleam, and that would have been the end of the game. So, he could have potentially gotten like a 5-0 loss, or maybe a 4-0 loss, depending if I played differently. But we 6-0 Tyler! So, sorry to Tyler. Feels bad, man. Handicap. That's gotta suck. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this battle. And next week, Next week, we are going against the top of our division. We are number 2 in our division now. We are 4-2 plus 12? 4-2 plus 12. And next week, we are going against 5-1, top of our division, Floridian Typhlosions and Code Silver Smasher. In an epic battle that I'm sure everyone will be looking forward to. But until then, I gotta go. I gotta post this, and I gotta get to bed. So, I will see you guys next time. I hope you guys enjoyed, and peace.